Question I have today is, are you meditating to escape? Okay, this is Eddie with A Mindful Emergence, where Margaret and I offer mindfulness, movement, and breathing practices for healing and transformation. I went into a used bookstore many months ago, and there was a flyer up on the bulletin board advertising an upcoming retreat by a Buddhist group. And the general theme of the retreat is, come learn to meditate to be happier, to be happier. Okay, so the idea is you go to the retreat so that you can become something other than what you are. Okay, so if you look at meditation as it was taught by the Buddha, what he said was that this pervasive sense of dissatisfaction that's often called dukkha comes from craving and aversion, right? It's right there. You study the teachings. It's pretty basic. In other words, what he was saying is we're going to be dissatisfied or suffer if we want something other than what we currently have, if we're trying to change our experience. And I often say in the groups that I do and working one-on-one, the quality of our life is not determined by what happens, but how we relate to it, what we think about it. So if we look at our current circumstances and we say, well, I want something different, then are we really meditating effectively? Now, you might say, well, Eddie, why do you care? It's none of your business why I meditate. Maybe you're part of, in my opinion, that crazy Buddhist group that meditates to get a new house or a new car. Okay, if you want to do that, fine. Okay, but the sheer reality is that the most effective meditation is to learn to be with what is, not try to get somewhere else. Meditation has turned into becoming, wanting something else. So I teach a combination of yoga and meditation in a class at two different studios here in the Asheville area. And one of them, there's another young man, very well-intentioned, who's teaching a meditation class. And the description directs you to his website. So I checked it out. And he's got a list of over 20 things that you can achieve by doing meditation. And one of them is overcoming arthritis. All right. Now, is it true that if you establish an ongoing meditation practice to help relieve stress, that it may reduce inflammation and help lessen the discomfort and the actual existence of arthritis? Absolutely. It's very possible. And if you're wanting to meditate to overcome addiction, for example, is that a worthwhile endeavor? Absolutely. But I can tell you from my own experience, being a person who was trapped in addictive behavior for a long time and now has over 15 years of recovery, that the way I got where I am now is by learning to be with what is, learning to be with what's uncomfortable. And how does that happen? I stop and sit and find some silence and stillness and pay attention to what's happening in the present moment. I turn my awareness into my body, notice sensations that are arising, notice what is coming through my senses, in my perception, and I watch what my mind is telling myself. What I'm doing is learning to tune in to whatever is happening, pleasant or unpleasant, and observe what I'm telling myself about my experience. And when I do that, I get to learn how my mind works. I start understanding better how I try to avoid reality, how I instead am able to tune into reality. This is what happens. And I get to learn where I get stuck. Where do I get caught in my thinking? What are my thought patterns that are persistent, my habit patterns of thinking and reactivity that happen? That doesn't happen by getting somewhere else. It happens by being with what is. I was watching a video the other day by the amazing Buddhist teacher Thich Nhat Hanh, who I had the opportunity to spend time with on 2 different retreats. And he was talking about how to deal with difficult emotions. And what did he say? He said, come to your breath. Come to your breath, because that's present moment experience. And when we come to our breath, we are able to pause and tune in and notice what's happening in our body. And then he added, bring compassion to the experience. He didn't say anything about, well, I think you should meditate to get somewhere else. That's not what he teaches or taught, because he has passed on now in the last year or so. So I'm going to encourage you to reflect on this and ask yourself why you meditate. Is it any of my business? Not really, but I think it might be helpful to ask yourself, are you trying to escape the experience that you have? Okay. So I've got a lot of other videos on this YouTube channel that you can check out, and different playlists. And one of the playlists is on meditation, so you can explore those. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you want to get notified when more videos come out, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And of course, I love to hear your comments about what your experience is, what other videos you would like, and just maybe how your practice is doing. You can reach out to us. Love to talk to people about their experiences so I can learn from you. Okay, I can always learn from others. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.